Sonnet 81 by William Shakespeare, 1564 to 1616. Or I shall live your epitaph to make, or you survive when I in earth am rotten. From hence your memory death cannot take, although in me each part will be forgotten. Your name from hence immortal life shall have, though I, once gone, to all the world must die. The earth can yield me but a common grave, when you, entombed in men's eyes, shall lie. Your monument shall be my gentle verse, which eyes yet not created shall o'erread, and tongues to be your being shall rehearse, when all the breathers of this world are dead. You still shall live, such virtue hath my pen, where breath most breathes, even in the mouths of men. So this is Sonnet 81 by William Shakespeare, and I think we're now out of the rival poet sonnets. This one is talking about immortality. This is talking about being remembered after death. And Shakespeare is again with this idea that the fair youth will be remembered long after they are both dead. That people who still have not been born will read about the beauty of the youth, and the fair youth will be immortalized in Shakespeare's poetry. And that's because the fair youth has given rise to such love that Shakespeare is completely motivated by this. So let's look at this. Or I shall live your epitaph to make, or you survive when I in earth am rotten. So maybe I'll live longer than you, and maybe then I will write your epitaph. I will write something about you after you die. Or you survive, or maybe you will outlive me, when I in earth am rotten and my body is in the grave rotting. So maybe I'll live longer than you. Maybe I'll write an epitaph for you. Or maybe you will outlive me, and you will and while I am in the grave. From hence your memory death cannot take. But from here on, now that I've written this poem, your memory cannot be taken away by death. So death will take away your mortal body, will take away the earthly bit, but death cannot take your memory. Although in me each part will be forgotten, so death is not going to be able to take your memory. Although every part of me as the poet will be forgotten. And I think this is a bit ironic in a way, because we all know who William Shakespeare is, but the identity of the fair youth is something that people are still arguing about today. So, well, he says that death is not going to take away your memory. People will remember you, even though I'm going to disappear completely. Your name from hence immortal life shall have. And there's the irony. Your name will live immortally. It will be made immortal. Though I, once gone, to all the world must die. So when I die, then I will disappear. I will go away. There will be none of me left. The earth can yield me but a common grave, when you, entombed in men's eyes, shall lie. So the common grave is a big hole in the ground where poor people were buried, and they were all the poor people were put together. You only got an individual burial or place or tomb if you were very rich. But he's saying that earth will take me up. I am just the same as anyone else. But you will live in a tomb in men's eyes. You will be immortal. Your memory will be put in a tomb in the eyes of men. Men will still be able to see you, to imagine you. Your monument shall be my gentle verse, which eyes yet not created shall o'erread. So the monument, the tombstone for your burial, for you, will be the verses that I've written. And these verses will be reread, or will be recited by eyes that have not people who have not even been born, or read out loud. So I quite like the idea that we've got this metaphor that the youth will have a tomb, and the poem, the sonnet, Shakespeare's sonnets about him, will be the epitaph, or the words on the tomb that people long into the future will read out loud, will recite. And this is also echoing the idea of Shakespeare's plays being read out loud. And tongues to your being shall rehearse when all the breathers of this world are dead. Okay, so, and tongues to people of the future shall rehearse, will recite the lines about you. When all the breathers, when everybody in this world who is breathing, who is alive, is dead. So poets, or maybe actors in the future, will rehearse, will read out, will say out loud these lines about you, when everybody who's around now will be dead, but these lines about you will continue. Notice as well this word rehearse. A hearse is a vehicle that carries the dead, and I looked it up. This word started appearing in the 17th century as a vehicle to carry a dead body. So here he's playing with words as well, because this is talking about tombs and monuments and the burying of the dead. So a hearse is a very good word to get in here, even though he's talking about the words of poetry about the fair youth will be rehearsed. You still shall live, such virtue hath my pen. So you will continue to live because the words that I've written are so fantastic. It's very funny this with Shakespeare. Such virtue hath my pen. I'm writing such brilliant poetry. But a couple of sonnets ago he was saying that he was a terrible poet. Yeah? Or in the last one that the other poet that's writing about, the rival poet that's writing about Shakespeare, about the fair youth, is much better than Shakespeare. But maybe this is also saying that my writing has such virtue because I'm writing about you, because you're so fantastic. So you shall continue to live in my words, in my sonnets, where breath most breathes, even in the mouths of men. So you will be alive in the mouths of men. You will be, people will talk about you. They will say these lines about you, and You will be alive in the mouths of men. People will talk about your beauty, your virtuosity, your truth, what a wonderful person you are. So you will continue, you will stay alive, and you will exist in the mouths of men. People will talk about you. So enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Sonnet 81 by William Shakespeare.